What's up, guys? So, I am playing the game pretty casually. I ended up getting a 10k recharge in last night, mostly because of that Aries unlock though. I would say 10k is the most you should probably do on a new server. And you have to do it all at once, otherwise you don't get the Aries pet. And surprisingly, it does give you the 8k rebate, which worried me since this says do exact 8k, but doing 10k did give me that rebate, which is nice. So doing a total of 10k gives you 80 Aries pet shards, and you get to keep the gold. Plus, you get to do all these spins. And as I said in the first video, everyone starts out with that garbage Leo pet. So the only way to obtain Aries or Aquarius is to recharge 10k for Aries in one go, or you spend 6k gold for Aquarius, which I believe, at least I think Aquarius would be the equivalent to Naruto from Bleach Online, which is a Zanpakuto that focuses on Vanguard stats alone, and on skill wise, it would probably increase the Vanguards. I think Naruto boosts like hit rate, defense, and something else, maybe even speed. So I'm kind of assuming that's what Aquarius does. And you can see on this screen it's 6k gold. So the 80 Aries frags, you get to keep the gold and get her in the process. I think that's kind of what makes Fairy Tail Online absurdly overpriced, because you have to recharge so much to obtain certain things, and then it lets you keep it, but you get to keep the gold. There's also not really any events to spend into when it comes to gold, besides maybe the 7-day event can buy you something, or I forgot, the Glory Road event. So here I got Aries with the pet fragments. Aries is basically like a Kazashini's Zanpakuto, boosting mid row as well as back row, and only gives a HP boost to the Vanguard. The skill will also end up decreasing the enemy assaulter's damage rate while boosting your own assaulter's damage rate. So it's the A class pet. There's really nothing else that you can get besides Leo. So it's really rough. It puts you in a rough situation. You're gonna have to either recharge to get an Aries, or you're gonna have to recharge less and spend for Aquarius. So I personally would recommend going with Aries though, if you have the choice of recharging and keeping the gold. One, because you keep the gold and you don't have to spend for it. But two, it's probably better off to focus on assaulters and supports than just stacking the Vanguard. I think Aquarius would only be for those people who get Titania Erza, and I mean Titania because the regular Erza is not as good, and the mid level one, like the regular Erza, isn't that good either. So you pretty much have to go Titania to fully benefit from that. But this mount feature is also pretty much the best way to raise power, and it only costs silver. So never spend gold on this unless you have magic source stones. And this is pretty much how the animation of Aries looks. It's pretty simple, pretty fast. Just wanted to show you guys that. So boosting assaulter's damage rate, it's pretty nice. It's gonna help out in PvE, and anything's better than Leo. That thing just lowers enemies' block rate, which a lot of the Vanguards are dodge focused, or you have Midnight, which just is immune to stuff. Then the upcoming day, I end up recharging 20k, and I must say this is the stupidest thing you can ever do, and I will tell you not to do it. But I did it anyway. So the stupidest thing you can do is recharge 20k for this stupid mount. Alright? This mount benefits you nothing. It is just cosmetic. Alright? And I wanted to get it. So this is the stupidest thing in the world you could recharge 20k gold for. And I ended up doing it. So learn from me, don't do it. And also seems like the rebate just gives you the highest amount that is available, depending on whatever amount you do. But yeah, third day into the server. Then I had 20 spins on the wheel to go for. I still remember on the first day, someone recharged 2k gold, had 2 spins, and ended up getting a 2k gold on it, which I ended up getting the highest spin today for myself, which I think was like 700 maybe. But I never got anything more than that. So yeah, 20k recharge just for that bike. I think I am the only person in the game who has this bike. So it probably makes me the first person who's stupid enough to recharge 20k all at once just to get themselves that bike. But while going for that bike, it does end up giving me Gajil, which is the equivalent to Kumamura or Kakazu in this game, if you play those two. So he's a Vanguard that boosts his own defense overall, and it's very nice. He also has S quality growth rates, which not all partners in this game have. So pretty much, I was able to get myself the Gajeel while also getting the Swagalicious mount. I mean, this is literally, yeah, like just don't do what I did. I did it just for that mount. It even has Natsu's scarf on it. It looks really cool. But you know, I get to keep all the gold, 54k gold to spend. I'm just gonna wait and see what the other remaining like 7-day events have, as well as the Glory Road for the next couple of days, and then probably spend into it. So all my silver is going towards the mount feature, though. It gives by far the most power, and unlike Bleach Online or the Naruto, the unofficial ones, it actually counts. There's like not really any separation between PvE or PvP in this game. It's all at once. And as saying that, there are no PvE features besides the or I don't even know if it's conquest, but dungeon. Yeah, conquest doesn't really. I guess it is PvE, but doesn't get that difficult. So here I have Gajeel, 150 fragments. I will need another 50 frags to reincarnate him, but he's gonna be my go-to Vanguard. I didn't get Midnight, and I was using Yuka, so I'll be using him. He has pretty beefy stats, though. I'm not gonna lie. I was using him, and he's a real defensive god, so it's gonna be a great Vanguard. If they ever do PvE, Gajeel's gonna make that difference. So as far as the top Vanguards you could be using, it's gonna be Midnight, Gajeel, or if you really end up going for Erza. But the thing about her is she attacks all enemies. If it's not Titania, it's really not the greatest growth rate, I can say. I would just honestly avoid going for Erza unless you're gonna go all the way out. And Titania will cost you a 500k gold recharge. Yeah, that's 500k gold. This game ends up going past VIP 10, has a VIP 11 as well as a VIP 12. It just really seems like everything in this game is a lot more expensive. And doing a 20k single top-up also gives you these rank 4 artifacts, which is something you don't get until level 80 in the game from Conquest. So it's pretty good in terms of power when I do end up raising them. But you need these kind of, like, I think it's called like lucky amulets to bypass it without needing the same kind of artifacts for it. So it's just at this point, I don't know. Like there's a lot of choices to do. Mira Jane is my best support, so I would probably stack her for supports. Wendy is healing. And then I would probably boost up Gajeel just so he can have a pretty good defense bonus. I mean, there's also 25 Gajeel frags right there. I ended up buying the pet shards just so I can get a level 4 Aries. And honestly, the battle power increase that you get from this, there's just, I don't know, it doesn't even reflect on your battle power that much. I got so little power from all that. And it's a level 4 pet. But level 4 gets you all the partner star upgrade stuff you can get from the colorful days. What you want to do is try to max out as much as you can from the colorful days stuff. You really don't want to go more than that. At least until there's like more events or something. Here I do a regular 10 pool, and the most common people you're gonna get is Eve. You get Eve like probably 80% of the time, or Hibiki. Like those are the pretty much duplicates I've been getting. It all depends on RNG. Here I had to buy the Natsu shard so I can get his third awakening, which pretty much doubles his damage when he's skilling. It's pretty scary. Third day of logging gives you Mira Jane fragments as well. So I was able to get her third awakening, which I think doubles her bleed effect damage. So it's team's been coming along nicely. And Gajeel's third awakening would give, I think, extra 20% growth rate to his skill, which he hits at like 120%, and that would make him hit at 140%. The game is interesting with their training system. Kind of like it. It's not, the combat system is lacking. It's not like Naruto Online. So if you come from Naruto Online, you're not gonna like this game. But the training system, it seems like it will take so much damn time. And the worst part is rank ups. To rank partners up, it will probably take you so much sweeps to get all these materials. I plan to start ranking up my ninjas. Not ninjas, partners. I've played Fairy Tail is my 16th game in 2 years. All the games experiences I have, there's just too much going on in my mind when I think of these games. And yes, these games often do copy each other or merge stuff together. So what Fairy Tail is supposed to be, and I'm assuming this, is it's supposed to take most of the good things from all the games I ever played and try to combine it into one. So far, there have been some buggy events, which I will upload the events from my server just to show you guys gameplay of that. And then I guess the ridiculously high prices. I mean, honestly, the tavern stuff, it's really expensive, but this is mostly because I'm trying to focus on the mount. And I'm really not trying to spend for Star Souls, but thank God they finally got rid of Jankin. That was like the most annoying thing in every game. And we can just finally play lucky slots, and you have a times 10 or times 50 depending on your VIP. All you really need in this game is VIP 1. If you want to go more than that, then you probably just get like an 800 gold recharge in, so you get 800 back. And I think with like the lucky card, it might actually end up getting you almost 1888, or at least do like another 200 gold. Do like 1000 gold, so you get the permanent card. At minimum, you should do is like 1000 gold, and that will get you set. VIP 1, maybe even VIP 2. And you'll get yourself the permanent card, so 200 gold every day with a monthly card, and the medal. So you get Mira Jane Wendy at the start. You hope to pull for Midnight, or go for Yuka, which was what I was using before Gagio. And that's it. If you go for 10k, you go for Aries. That's probably the good start. But then, you guys know me. You know, I had to get that outfit. I just had to be the first person in the game who gets that bike. So it's probably the stupidest thing you could recharge for. And I did it for you guys, so you don't have to. But yeah, you know, I'm going casual into this game. You guys know me if you've been watching my YouTube for over 2 years, so you know exactly how much I've free to played into every game. So this is still pretty casual for my standards. And honestly, I must say that bike design is awesome. But making you recharge 20k gold, which you keep the gold, and just to unlock that bike. And the problem is that it doesn't even give you any advantage into the game. It's just cosmetic. Does not raise your BP. Does not do anything. It doesn't even shine bright enough to blind people who look at it. I mean, if it gave you real world advantages to the point where it was so bright it could start blinding players, that would actually be a significant overpowered advantage into the game. But no, it doesn't do any of that. It's just there for looks. And then I guess the other mount is after you reach a certain rank, you can get the red or green one, I think it is. I don't even remember. I think it's the green one. And then the rank 1 arena is the yellow. But that's not a permanent bike, so every time you don't hold first in arena, you lose it. And don't forget, the one thing you guys shouldn't overlook is when you're in the... what is it? When you're in the formation, you don't forget to click on bonds and try to get any ninjas, any partners that work with bonds. Here I see Gagil needs Juvia, and Juvia costs 1200 just like Natsu. So with Star Souls being so expensive, I realized that on one of these days, you can just pay 1500 gold and it gives you 1000 of them. It's probably not the best thing to use your gold on, honestly. But seeing as how mount is such an important feature, I figured I'd rather have the silver saved up for mounts and avoid spending much into the bar. So after, you know, a couple of thoughts into what I should do, I ended up buying those souls and just realized I really need this. I need the silver for mount. I just it ends up saving me because Star Souls are honestly expensive. It's like for every million, you can get about 50 to 80 Star Souls, I guess, as the average. So it's still pretty expensive to get stuff. And if it would have cost probably like 10, 15 million silver this early into the game, that would cost me a couple of mount level ups, which takes away from a lot of power. So I guess in the long run, it wouldn't have been good to spend that gold for the Star Souls. But at the very beginning, it does give Gagil extra life, I believe. That's what Juvia's bond is with him. And all the other partners I could possibly get in the game, they're just not released, so I can't get those bonds going. That's Gagil's bond taken care of. That's how you guys recharge 30k, and that is how you shouldn't spend or recharge 20k gold for a mount. But I'll catch you guys next time.